LaxFactor podcast. What is up, lacrosse fans? You're watching episode 171 of the LaxFactor podcast. Today we are going to talk about Friday and Saturday's PLL action. We've got the Waterdogs Cannons that we'll talk about from Friday night, Bloodbath, Redwoods Whipsnakes, and the Atlas Chaos, probably the best game of the weekend. Who knows? We're going to do this in a different format for people that are watching on YouTube right now. If you're not on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/LaxFactor. We're going to do this as kind of more of a browser tabs segment on Sundays, just to make it a little easier to whip up content and give you visuals all at the same time without having to do a lot of heavy editing. So you're going to see what I see as I sit here and we talk about these games here for Friday and Saturday's action. Before I get into it, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and you can go over to LaxFactor.com as well. Support us that way. We've got a shop here. You can get t-shirts, shorts, all sorts of crap like that. So that's one way to support us. But the easiest way to support us, and all I really ask, just like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, help spread the word, get us some more followers. So let us dive into it. First game, I want to talk about Waterdogs and the Cannons. Not a good game right from the start here as we kind of look at the spread. 8-2 at the end of the first quarter, 4-2. They outscored them over the course of the second quarter. So we're looking at a 12-4 spread by the half. And you're thinking, all right, well, in the PLL, teams can come back. They got to make a run. But the Cannons get outscored by the Dogs 4-1 over the third. And it was really over after that. 16-5 by the end of the third quarter. That's the ball game, folks. One of the stats that stuck out, and this was a couple of the games this weekend had two of the games so far this weekend have had bad face-off and possession disparities, was the Waterdogs smoked them on the at the face-off stripe, 21-29. The Waterdogs won. Thanks to Jake Withers. He ended up with a goal and an assist in the game as well, so he had a good game. And as we go through the Waterdog stats, Ryan Brown, a lot was made this weekend of the Ryan Brown matchup with Brody Merrill, and I wouldn't say Brown won it necessarily, simply because, you know, he scores a lot of off-ball goals and things of that sort, but he ends up with 4 goals. Hell of a game out of him. Kieran McCardle, 3-1. Ethan fucking Walker of Denver fame, his rookie season. I think this is his second career goal so far, but he goes 1-3, and that's one of the things I've thought has been cool to watch so far. Is I'm not sure how many times over Ethan Walker's career at Denver he went 1-3, where he put up 3 assists to 1 goal. He was primarily a goal-scoring threat, even though he's a very capable feeder as well when called upon. And that's the thing I love about seeing some of these rookies come out of the college game with the teams and the styles they played there compared to what they end up becoming at the pro game when everybody on the field is an absolute filthy, disgusting savage, and it's just a bunch of sick freaks running around the field. So you end up seeing these guys get to do different things that you didn't necessarily get to see them, get to enjoy seeing them do in college. And Walker putting up 3 helpers to 1 goal is certainly awesome in his young career to see. Ben Reeves had a nice game. He ended up, I think there's a goal we'll show here off Instagram where I think Reeves feeds Brown for one of his sticks overall. And I think Ward had a good game too, 63% between the pipes for Ward. So in the end, the Waterdogs absolutely put it on the Cannons. The Cannons, not a whole lot of happiness here. Drenner, 3 goals. Shane Jackson, 2 goals. Brendan Sunday, 1 goal. My boy Jamie Trimboli, he ends up putting up a goal, his first pro point. Overall, he took 3 shots, but he had a nice dodge down the right alley. I think we'll see that on the Instagram as well. We saw Reisman get smoked at the face-off dot, like we said, by Withers. 8 of 28 he goes, and that's the huge scoring disparity in the end. And Nick Morocco, I expected to see that Morocco had a rough outing, and he didn't. 50% save percentage despite that really bad score. So if you look at where did this game really go off the rails, the big stat here was the possession disparity, ground ball disparity. That's partly because of the face-off wins and everything. And another thing, Cannons were the Waterdogs were not penalized in this game. So the Waterdogs go 2 of 4 on the power play, and the Cannons didn't get an extra man chance. So that probably plays into this a little bit as well. But rout in every sense of the word is what we saw here. So let's kind of rip through the gram real quick. In this one, we see Ben Reeves feed Brown, just sticks it nasty low to high. That was absolutely filthy. On this one, we're going to see one where I think Withers feeds Brown, maybe. Couldn't see the number on the leg there, but that's Withers just smoked it. That was one of his assists on the day. We see us, Kelly just get his hands free, middle of the field. A lot of dodging into the middle of the field in this game, and not a whole lot of support or defense that was played in the middle of the field in this one. On this one, we see Reeves hit Schlosser, and Schlosser goes down the middle. Once again, dodges from the middle and in, just kind of playing that dodge under or duck under game after you feed the guys, kind of the weave concept. You see a lot of that in the PLL overall. And then in the end, 19-7 final. We have post-game interviews. We got guys happy. We've got coaches that are happy. What are we going to see here? I didn't see this clip yet. Oh, that was Walker's goal. So there's Ethan Walker's first. I don't think that's his first goal. I think that's Walker's actually his second goal of his career there. And once again, what do we see here? Courier sets a pick. Walker dodging into the middle of the field, and before he even gets to the alley, lets it rip left-handed. That's kind of textbook Walker overall. So that's all we got from that game. It was a bloodbath. We move on from that one. Let's get to the Redwoods and the Whipsnakes here. Another one, not an exciting game. 8-4 at the half. And you're like, that's not too bad. Whipsnakes could certainly come back from that. Whipsnakes like to come back from behind and win games. But once again, that third quarter was pivotal. The Redwoods outscored the Whipsnakes 3-1 over the third, extending that lead. And that's kind of all she wrote. This one, face-offs. This was a big face-off matchup here. We had Teat Erlin against Nardella, and one of the things I had said was that if Erlin won the better part of the draws, which he did, he goes for 54% on these draws with 5 ground balls, got a lot of help from his friends on the wings in this one. But I said if Erlin and the Redwoods won the draws, Nardella could kind of equalize that by putting up points, and that's one of the things he didn't do. Nardella didn't have a terrible outing overall, considering he's going up against TD, but it's that lack of points that turning that face-off into an assist, a goal, or an assist, or something like that. You want to see that happen when you're going to get beat at the draws. That's why I love P.D. LaSala for Virginia at the college game, because you see him, he doesn't always win the draws, and more often last year he did, but he doesn't always, win the bulk of the draws, or at least in his early part of his career, but the dude gets up the field and puts points up, and nothing hurts a team more than just losing a face-off and then having a point put up on the board immediately. It's just way too easy. You never want to give up those easy goals. Bernlohr, not a terrible day, 43% save percentage. That's not where he wants to be typically. And as we see here, that's the other big disparity. I forgot to mention that, the saves. Tim Troutner had an incredible game. He goes for 17 saves, 71%. So it wasn't just that possession disparity. In the other game, it was the possession disparity. In this game, it was a saves disparity where Troutner was hot, going for 71%. And all the other stats, as we kind of ripped through, were pretty tight. Turnovers, nothing crazy here. Caused turnovers, nothing crazy there. GBs were in line. And that's all because, these stats kind of go hand in hand to a degree. Well, these 3 here. So for Troutner to stand on his head and go for 71% between the pipes, that really is the difference in this game overall. You see the Whipsnakes shooting percentage is 15%. Well, you can thank Troutner for that. He had a hell of a game overall. In terms of the scoreboard, Matt Kavanaugh had a couple of really sick goals. He had an inside roll dive that was sick. We're going to show one when we go through the Instagram that he sticks, where it was a low to high, where he just kept dodging into the middle of the field tough. Jules Hennenberg had a good game. Pennell played well, 1-3. Miles Jones, last game, I believe Jones had 4 assists and no goals. This game, he goes 3-0. Kyle Harrison, nice to see him stick one. He kind of dodged into the middle. We'll see that in the gram as well. So overall for the Redwoods, they just played better than the Whipsnakes. More importantly, their goalie played better than all of the Whipsnakes did, pretty much together. Brad Smith, 1-2. Simon Matthias, 2-0. Not a whole lot of excitement here on this side. And so let's ditch this. Let's go to the gram. Let's find the highlights that we end up wanting to watch. We'll kind of start here. Who do we got? We got a Miles Jones goal. Hennenberg dodging to the middle of the field, hits Jones, and Jones just unleashes hell on poor Bernlohr there. That was a hell of a take. We have Hennenberg again. Hennenberg, this one, he's dodging up. Just gets the high side and lets it go right away. That's typical. You saw Hennenberg do that a ton in college as well. Hell of a job by him. Another one with Jones, left-handed, again, dodging down the alley, gets it off, boom, score. We're not going to watch that one. Here is one of Kavanaugh's sick goals. You see, little hitch there. Well, not a hitch, but he kind of rocked him back off of it. Let's watch that again. He kind of rocks him back, gets him froze with this, and then, right, boom, he freezes him, comes to the middle, hands are still free. That's not terrible defense there. I think that's Grill who's guarding him there, maybe. Just I'm guessing off of the hair. But you just see him rock a little bit. Grill pauses instead of staying high, and then Kavanaugh just stings that corner. That was absolutely filthy. They didn't show the dive goal that I saw on Instagram. There's Harrison flexing. So that's it, 13-7. That's your score by the end of the day here. Go to the PLL does a killer job on Instagram. So for anybody that wants to see really nice highlight cuts that isn't already on Instagram, if you check the PLL pages out on Instagram, it's insane what you end up getting to see. Next game, we are going to talk about the Atlas and the Chaos. This was probably the best game so far this weekend. We see it was tight at the end of the first, 4-3 Atlas. Atlas kind of spread it out a little. They get up to 6-3 by the half. They kind of shut the Chaos down. The Chaos scored the first 3 in this game, actually, and then the Atlas went on that kind of 6-goal run. I think the Atlas even got it up a little bit higher than that in the third. You see in the third quarter, they both go for 4 goals. And between the third and the fourth, I think at one point the Chaos did get back to within a goal on a burn goal. But the kicker here, Chaos took a 3-zip lead. I think that was with about 6 minutes left in the first quarter. They did not score again until there was about 6 minutes and change left in the third quarter. So it was like almost a 2-quarter period there that the Atlas shut the Chaos out, and that ends up being the difference in this. And like I said, Chaos did end up pulling it back to within a goal, but the Atlas continued to score from there and ran away with it. Once again, face-off disparity, possession disparity, a big part of this game here. It's ground balls, but that's thanks to the face-off disparity. Shooting percentages, both teams shot the ball fairly well, and I think really the difference in this game was that face-off disparity. JD Colarusso, he plays decent, 53%. I'm just trying to see if there was a save. Yeah, even the saves in the game overall, it was weird, and 56%. So that wasn't even a big deal. It was simply Adler got smoked. He lost 18 of 26 for the Chaos, and then we come down here and we see that Baptiste goes 19 of 27, 11 ground balls and a goal, 70% of the draws that he ends up winning. So that's crazy. Once again, Jeff Teat just continues to impress everybody at this level. Now he's trying to say, hey, let me make the argument that I'm not just the rookie of the year, but maybe I'm the MVP of this damn league here. He goes for 4 singles and 4 helpers in this game, 10 shots, 40% shooting percentage with 4 turnovers. You will take that every single day and be absolutely delighted. That's a Hall of Fame career, hands down, first ballot if you put that up game in, game out. Eric Law, 3 goals. You kind of go through their roster and they got a lot of help. Romar Dennis, he only had 1 goal, but it was once again one of those insane jump shots, off 1 foot on the 2-point line as he's on the run going down the field, and he stuck it. So hell of a job for him. Chaos, Josh Byrne, 4 goals. He was the lone bright spot here in terms of just total offensive output for these guys. Dane Smith actually had a nice feed to, I think it was Frazier on the crease, dodging into the middle of the field. But in the end, you want to put up more than 10 goals. I guess I watched the first half and I didn't watch the second half. So I was going to try to make that claim again that it was, very painful watching the Chaos play offense in this one, but I didn't watch the second half myself, like live as it was being played. And I do see 7 second half goals. They finally did put it together and played a little bit better. But CJ Costabile had a sick step down 2 that he stuck overall. So let's get to the gram here. Let's see some of these highlights in this game. This is going to be Costabile feeding Law on the backside there. Costabile was quiet. I think he only had that 1 assist in this game. Didn't score off 3 shots. But as we see it again, gets down the alley. Beautiful feed. I mean, it almost kind of made it look like he was going to shoot that as well. We're not going to watch that. Oh, wait. We might want to watch that, though. All right. So, yeah, this one here. Whoop. This is Dennis's. Look at that. Now, you can't see it here. But Dennis, his toe was on the 2-point line as he kind of dragged that foot as he let that rip on the run. Let's watch that again. Just look at that dude's frame compared to everybody else around him. But just look at that form. That is a beautiful shot. His hands are barely apart. The amount of torque that he's getting on that is ridiculous. So Romar Dennis he only had the 1 goal, but man, this guy, he shoots better on the run than just about anybody in this league. And I don't know how many guys can shoot like that and stick 2-pointers without getting everything on it. This one we'll see here. This is Trevor Baptiste, and he's showing off that speed boy. as he would say. So I think that's Adler. Yep, Adler gets smoked. You see him kind of look over to the left. Nobody comes, though. They just let him run right down Main Street, and he ends up sticking it. We'll watch that one more time. You want me to be weirdly quiet while it goes off, but you see him. He just roaches Adler here. Boom, pinch, pop, party, scores the goal. That's it. Pinch, pop, party. And let's keep going. Teat, ground ball. Like I said, Teat does everything, man. He'll pick up ground balls a la Ryder Garnsey in weird spots in the field. And this backhand pass that he sends to Law is filthy. We're going to see this from a different angle. Look at that. It's like, I can't get my stick into my back across my, the back upfield again because Surdick is right there, ready to beat him. And he's, to hell with throwing it across the crease right-handed. He easily could have just put his stick in his right hand and done that. But look at that. Goes, and I'll show it one more time so you can see how many sticks it goes through. It goes through 2 sticks. Boom. Through his stick. Boom. I don't know. Who's that? Newman right there. Goes through Newman's stick as well. To Law. That's just absolutely beautiful across there. Teat is impressing the hell out of everybody. Look at what Reese did to whoever set that pick. I can't remember who 15 is for the Atlas, but if you watch that again, Buccaro ends up sticking it. So the joke's on Reese and company. But you see Reese absolutely light that picker up. That was filthy. In the end, though, 16-10 for the Atlas over the Chaos. That was the ball game. Hell of a game. That was the best game of the weekend, I think, especially over the course of that third quarter. And I said I didn't watch the whole second half. I flicked it back on, and I did see Byrne score to get him back within 1, and then I was running around the house doing stuff. So that's it for that one. Now we're going to do my knee-jerk, half-ass previews here. I've picked against both the Chrome and the Waterdogs at various times so far this season. I picked the Waterdogs to lose against the Cannons on Friday. They did not do that. I'm going with the Chrome, partly because when I don't know who to pick, if the Chrome are playing and it's a wash, I'm going to go with the Chrome because they're kind of my team. John Galloway, I'm a Cuse fan. Gotta love John Galloway. But as you kind of look at the stats here, Chrome play better defense. Waterdogs score more goals overall. Both teams have locked in at the shooting percentage, pretty close in terms of shots per game. It doesn't get any closer in face-off percentage. The difference here is save percentage. I'm going with John Galloway and homies. I think Galloway's playing. He didn't play on Sunday last week. I suspected that was just to get him rest. So I think he's going to end up being the difference in this game, and I'm going with the Chrome. And then we got the Cannons and the Archers, and I am not picking the Cannons. I often am not going to end up going with the team that played Friday and is playing their second game on Sunday because it kind of seems like the teams that play Friday are a little bit gassed. So I'm going with the Archers anyway, though, because they're obviously a better team. You look down the stat line here, better in every way. They score more. They give up less scores. They shoot the ball about the same. Face-off percentage favors the Archers, even though they're not lighting the world on fire from the stripe. Save percentage goes to the Archers overall. The fans like the Archers more. So, Grant Ament, Will Maney, and company are going to be a little bit better than Paul Rabel, Drenner, Rafus and company is what I think is going to happen. So Archers, they're going to win that one. And that is going to be dope when they do that. So that's it, guys. We got a short show today here. 18 minutes is what I'm coming in at right now. That's not too bad. We'll probably do Sundays more like this more often, if depending on how well it's received. The PLL for me, my following hasn't been the biggest PLL fan so far. My following is mostly college lacrosse. So where we usually do, 1,000 views an episode or so, depending on the weekend, within the college world on YouTube alone, PLL does not play well. I've found on YouTube, at least not for me yet. So we're trying to find a rhythm and a way to put these videos out until they start, to find something that works for us within the PLL. And then on top of it, we'll be back again on Wednesday to talk about the Sunday games, and then we'll do the previews for the rest of them here and crap like that. So that is this episode. Probably have to start throwing out some college crap again here because we got a lot of transfer news, but this offseason has not been as loud and crazy as last college offseason was. So there hasn't been a whole lot to report here. It got quiet after the Cuse hiring of Gate and Petro. So we'll see what ends up happening. as we get in how much more college we'll get back into covering in each episode. I know you guys want to hear that, but for now, the PLL is what we got, and it has been a hell of a season so far. So I'm looking forward to watching today's games and keeping this all rolling. So that's as always. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll be back Wednesday to talk about Sunday's games and preview the next weekend's games. And you can always go to LaxFactor.com, support us that way, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff, share this crap, and thank you. Hoost is out.